No Nut November. How do I feel about No Nut November? With all these videos that I put out speaking on semen retention, obviously I would have some I would have some type of opinion about it. Now, it's good, it's bad. Why is it good? It's good because people are getting their feet wet, trying something out. And I think it's very good to try something out to see if you can get the benefits from it before this timer runs out. It's really good. It's really good. The bad aspect about it is I feel like a lot of people are doing it because it may be a trendy thing, and may treat it as more so as a seasonal thing as opposed to a way of living. Now, with that being said, I personally don't care what you do, man. You could bust a nut every day, 4 times a day. That's all good. But I'm only speaking towards the people who really want the benefits, who really want to have the lifestyle working for them, and not make a seasonal thing out of it. Because it's also NaNoWriMo. So is it, was it National Novel Writers Month or something like that? And if you can show yourself that you can write a novel in November, then you can do it in December, January, maybe February. It's going to be a leap year next year. You got an extra day. But all in all, it's a great opportunity to introduce yourself to a new lifestyle. And, a lot of us guys, it's been brought to my attention by at least somebody who just started in October, who has the momentum to go through November. But it reminds me of what I was saying in my video about how to get the best out of your New Year's resolutions, is to start early. You start before something, so as the ongoing start to happen or whatever, you kind of already in the groove. And it's like a psychological thing. So like practicing your New Year's resolutions, if one of your New Year's resolutions is to get in the gym, and you don't wait till January to get a membership, and you got it right now and you're already working out, then when January come around, it's routine. It's routine. And so if one of your New Year's resolutions is to start with semen retention, as it was mine, like at the last minute. Actually, at the last minute, it was no fab. I wasn't even thinking about semen retention for real. It just so happened that I started doing it towards the end of January. But if one of your goals is to do semen retention starting January 1st, start now. All right? That way, you will have the momentum. But it is my hope that a lot of people who do practice this, as they start to see, their sex drive boost and then kind of plateau a little bit, their hunger for it, as they start to see it plateau, is my hope that once that does happen and they start to get more comfortable with all this extra energy and just who they are, right, and just the little subtle changes that happen as they start to get used to it, it's my hope that they just ride it out past November and past December, because that's the thing about streaks. We don't like to break it. Now, some people have some negative things to say about people who count the days. Some would even say if you count your days, you pretty much just counting your days until you go back to doing it. Semen retention, it doesn't have to be a lifelong thing. All right? Now, my philosophy is very simple. If you aren't having babies, then, or if you aren't trying to create a baby, then, really, what's the point? And it's like, if it's for pleasure purposes, then that's a problem that's much deeper. You know what I'm saying? You're lacking pleasure. You may be depressed, anxious, suicidal, all of these things. And busting a nut isn't really going to help you. It's just a temporary relief when you can find a greater sense of relief through other things. You can find a greater sense of relief through retaining your seed. Isn't that interesting? This is why we do these things, man. It's not to make ourselves suffer. It's not to build ourselves up to say, "Oh, I'm better than you. You can't stop busting nuts." No, it's supposed to be a beneficial thing. All right. So if you've been suffering anxiety and depression, you don't have much willpower, you don't have much fight in you, you don't feel much like a man, you want to go above and beyond, you want to push through barriers, you know, you want to feel more full. This is why we do these things, my friends. This is why. Like, we're not trying to make ourselves out to be complete weirdos, you know, to take away joy. But this is a tool that we can use to bring about joy, alright? And every bit counts. When we talk about having resources and we talk about, you know, a lot of us, we don't come from too much, alright? And so we have to use what we have. And this is just one of those things, man. Especially at a time where seasonal depression is going to hit. You know, I'm glad this is happening around November. This is where a lot of seasonal depression kicks in. You know, we have one extra thing that can help us get through it. And that's what's highly imperative about this. This is why I hope that people will continue to keep it going. Alright? And they start to notice the other benefits about it. And you know, you can check out my other videos. I'm not going to beat a dead horse or a live one for that matter. You know, they start to see the benefits. They start to buy into the lifestyle, understanding that this can make their lifestyle a lot better. You know, it's a seed that can, in turn, make this individual a better person who can make the world a better place, see things more possible, get some consistency going as far as how he feels, how he produces, all of these things. And, you know, we're all better for it. We're all better for it, you know. So it's a reason why this is a popular topic right now, because a lot of people are starting to see, like, wow, you know, I was, you know, getting a high off of, and I thought that, you know, my lifestyle was somewhat better because I had this opportunity, or I found pleasure in masturbating and, you know, just busting nuts, all of these things. I found pleasure in it. But what I found is that this sacrifice that I made from abstaining from such a thing has made my life even better. Then I started to realize how much I didn't really need that. And with this contrarian way of thinking, you start to see how a lifestyle completely different from the one you've been living is even more beneficial. Alright? And one thing about the masses is that the masses are influential. So whatever's popular and popularized, it kind of floods out everything else. So in a way, we only see this particular thing as the way. Alright? It's very normal for us to watch porn and masturbate, and we don't question it. We don't question it because most guys will. Most guys will. Now that may change, but most guys will. Alright, we know that the porn sites are the most popular, and for a reason. Alright, and nobody's watching. And like I said, nobody's watching porn for the plot. Alright, we trying to get it off, or get it on and get it off. And this contrarian way of thinking is saying, wow, this is a lifestyle unlike anything that I've been used to since I was 12 or whatever. And yet I feel better. Overall, I feel better. My vitality is better. The way I treat people, especially women, is even better. The way I treat myself is better. The way that I push through things, how consistent I can be with all these other activities, it has greatly increased. Alright? So with that being said, I hope that you ride this out, ride this momentum. And I hope you make the best out of this journey, and best wishes. You know what I'm saying? According to a lot of you guys, the benefits are robust. The benefits are plenty. I'm very excited that this is starting to become more and more of a popular thing. I don't care how popular it gets. I believe in it. All right, I didn't just believe in it because most men don't, and I feel like there was some advantage here. I benefited from this lifestyle, being a contrarian, doing things that most people don't do. But this is just one of those things where I feel like the more men who buy into it, the more we'll have actual men. I'm not saying if you bust nuts, you're not a man, but there are a lot of fringe guys. There are a lot of guys on the fence in the middle right there, and we need them to pick a side. And semen retention may be that one thing to do it. Alright, because it takes a lot of discipline, and when you have discipline in that regard, you have discipline in other regards. Alright? So if you look at somebody with a lot of discipline, they are highly respectful. You know, they have a lot of respect. Look at somebody in the military; they may have a lot of respect for somebody. You know, obviously there's an exception to every rule. But with that being said, I hope you take your discipline serious. This is going to get you somewhere in life. Just keep applying that to everything that you do in life, your disciplines, and you'll go far. All right. Best wishes, man. Don't let the doubt get to you. Don't let anybody get to you, man.